Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys another little personal review. So it's not sponsored, it's just an honest opinions from me for fun. So this whole bag was a little Boxing Day treat to myself, and I wanted to do a little review and try out these particular colored pencils because years ago when Faber Castell came out with the black edition, I tried that set, and this is a specific set. It is a neon and pastel set, so we're going to give it a try. And obviously these are black editions, so I want to do it on black paper. So we're going to go over to one of my stashes, and I am going to pull out my Pink Pig black paper sketchbook. I really like this sketchbook. It's great for swatches, and I'm going to walk on over to where I've put away my colored pencils, and we're going to finally try out this little set and see, are they worth it? As I've previously mentioned, I've already tried the black edition before. I had a set of 24 Faber Castell black editions, so I'm going to go on the other side of the page over here and try these out. So as you guys might or might not have noticed, because you haven't seen them very much, there are 12 colors, but there are 6 colors that are repeated. So we're going to have 6 pastels and then 6 neons in the same version. So we're talking pink, purple, blue, yellow, orange, green, but there's a pastel version and there is a neon version as well. So I am very curious, especially to see how well the fluorescent / neon ones do on black paper. Obviously they work on white paper too, and I'll show you guys that later, but because they're black edition, we are all going to be focusing on the black paper and how well they show up. So starting over here, we have all the little neon or fluorescent, however you like to call it. The neons are here, and then the pastels are over here, and I'm going to make sure to show you guys if there is a noticeable difference on the papers. So I'm dividing them in neons and pastels because it is the neon pastel set. So over here, I have tried the neons, and this is how they are showing up. And boom, I have tried the pastels here. And don't worry guys, I'm going to show you a little bit better to give you guys an idea. So here is what the first row of neons look on black paper versus white paper, and then I'm going to make my way all the way down. So we've got 2 neons and some pastels, and then the pastels showing up here. If you guys are interested, feel free to pause. I'm going to be showing you guys what it looks like by putting them into actual use and making an actual piece. So far I find the pastels are definitely turning up. I personally like the black edition set better than this pastel neon set. I found that the pencils wore off quickly and there was little crumbs. I wasn't super impressed, but I want to give things a good try before I criticize them. So obviously it's a new year. I decided let's make a goal sheet. So let's zoom on in and make a little goal sheet. And I'm going to do some easy attainable goals for this year. She's going in bold and deformed. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't want you guys to always see something perfect and polished. I'm a very typical normal person, nothing fancy here, and in my head it looked way better than as it's turning out. This is by no means the pencil's fault. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was really excited to do this list, but this is gross and we're not keeping it, but at least girly tried. So let's just get rid of that and calm all the way down. I'm pressing nice and gently here, and I'm going to try to space things out in a nice, normal way. We're going to do a little bit of hand lettering, and we're going to fix all that mess. So if you guys ever want to sketch with colored pencils, just go lightly, and I am trying them out here. I'm going to see how well of an erasability factor that they have. I don't find the erasability great, but it wasn't terrible. And I mean, colored pencils aren't made for us to be constantly erasing them anyways. As you guys can see, I can't seem to get any of this right, any of my spacing or any of it right. So I was able to erase it. I didn't press too hard, but you guys can still see the little markings underneath. But like I said, you don't buy and use colored pencils expecting to erase them anyways. I just thought I would show that because I am just lightly sketching, and then I will go in darker as you guys see me doing over here. Don't ask me why the 20 is so spaced out and the 25 is so perfectly bunched together. I wish they were more uniform, but we are leaving it. It is fine. So now we're going to go into a little bit of hand lettering here. Obviously, it's faux calligraphy, and I'm just going to add in the thick downstrokes afterwards. I'm more interested in seeing how the colors interact with the paper and with each other. So this is faux calligraphy, where you are drawing in the hand lettering, but it is still good practice. And I'm getting to do some rainbows, getting to see the colors, and I'm getting a better feel for how these pencils truly are, because I wasn't initially impressed with my little hearts initially. So as you guys see, I pressed a little harder, made my lines thicker. I enjoyed them more because you saw the colors more. But like I said, the erasability factor is not the best. So for those of you who are observant, yes, I grouped them together by types again. I put the neons on the left and the pastels on the right, and what I am doing for my little page here is all the little bullet points, I'm going to do them in neon and do them in hearts, and then I'm going to use the pastel colored pencils to write out my little goals. I'm not incredibly impressed with how the neons are showing up on the paper, but the more I'm using it, I'm like, you know what? It's not that terrible. It's not that bad. It's just my initial reaction. I really wasn't impressed, so I'm glad that I continued to push on through and move on and do an actual full page in my sketchbook. And I'm actually going to do an actual little page after at the very end of this video. So what you guys can see here is the neon hearts on the left, words on the right, and there is a noticeable difference in how well the colors pop up off the paper. So for example, you're going to see by the time I get to the end of it, some colors pop up a little bit better in the neon category versus the pastel category. But for the most part, I find overall it's not that bad. And it's not that terrible. Usually neons don't show up very well on dark paper, and they did a pretty good job. You can see a little difference though. You can see a difference between the neon yellow, pastel yellow for sure, and there's definitely a noticeable difference in the pinks, but they both show up quite nicely. So I'm going to go on the other page and do a little quote, a little something special. If you guys decided to see what my goals are, I mean, I'm literally sharing it publicly. One of my goals is to practice more hand lettering, and that's what I did in the title of the goals, and that's what I'm doing here. Again, some faux calligraphy, just easing myself into it. I'm really just trying to enjoy these pencils, see how they interact, and I really want a rainbow effect. So for the yourself here, I just did things in rainbow order, and then when I got to the end of it, I just did it again backwards. So you're going to see like purple, pink, blue, green, yellow, orange, and then I do it again backwards. And I was actually incredibly down in the dumps when I was doing this page, but I had already decided days before this was the quote that I was going to do and to use. And this is, yes, it's a message for you, but it's an encouragement to myself because I am incredibly hard on myself. So the whole point that I'm going to give for my little moral of the story in this video is, whether you have big goals or small goals, just be kind to yourself. Don't be harsh with yourself. Be patient with yourself. We need to be our own best friends. The world is hard enough on us, and life has so many expectations, so try to learn to be your own best friend. Overall, these are not artist quality pencils. They're good student grade. They're good for arts and crafts or to play with. I wouldn't make art to sell with it, but they were definitely fun to use. So let me know in the comments below, did me using these pencils give you the desire to try them? Or have you already tried them? I'd really like to know. I hope that you have a lovely day. Thank you for having watched my video, and I hope to see you in the next one.